So today we're going to talk about your newborn and sleep, and particularly what they look like when they're sleeping. Do they sleep peacefully, or are they moving around and making noises in their sleep? This is a question I get all the time from parents wondering if that's normal. Well, this is Dr. Obidi of the Newborn Prep Academy. And like I said, today we're going to be talking all about what your baby looks like when they're sleeping. So to start with, one of the disadvantages or one of the things that can be quite misleading about social media or ads on TV is that they oftentimes do not portray what's really normal, right? So babies, for instance, are always portrayed as having beautiful, flawless skin, and they always look very peaceful and never make any noise or cry. And if you've had a baby, you know that's not true, right? Most of the time, newborns are not as peaceful, and their skins are not as flawless, and they usually have all kinds of rashes that are usually normal and usually not persistent and eventually clear up. And that's also the case when it comes to sleep. Most times when newborns are portrayed as sleeping in media, they usually look very peaceful and very quiet. And that's usually not the case for a lot of newborns. For a lot of newborns, sleep is usually not a very quiet process. So they're usually moving during sleep, periodically during sleep. They're sometimes making noises periodically during sleep. Sometimes their eyes kind of flutter open and, roll up and, close back up again and continue their sleep. And this can be quite disconcerting for parents when they've sort of when they have been conditioned to expect the newborn to sleep very quietly. Now, how do you differentiate then if a newborn is in trouble? Well, a newborn in trouble usually will look like they're in trouble. Oftentimes they're breathing very fast and the breathing is very labored, and they're just not looking peaceful in the movements they're doing, right? So of course, I always want you to call your pediatrician or primary care provider and ask them if you're concerned about your baby's movements. But it is something that is quite common for babies not to have a very peaceful, quiet sleep. And that's completely okay. At the end of the day, they're getting enough rest, usually. And if, again, there are any concerning signs like really labored breathing or very loud snoring that is persistent, you should speak to your provider, your medical provider, and make sure that your baby gets evaluated, okay? But I hope that's useful for the new parent or soon-to-be new parent who is going to have a newborn who falls into that large category of babies who do not have a peaceful sleep. Just to know that they are still resting, and typically you don't want to bother them. You want to let them sleep until they're really aroused and up and weak and crying or requiring your assistance. All right, so again, this is Dr. Obidi of the Newborn Prep Academy. Wherever you're watching this video, would love for you to just like or subscribe to the channel and come back next week for another video. Take care. Bye-bye.